Peace to the divine family. Before we even get started, in case you didn't know, the Juneteenth retreat from June 16th to June 18th, being presented by Crumb TV, is still available for you to tap in. Just because you're not able to show up in the flesh, because you might have took a little too long, don't mean you can't show up at all. Okay, so get your digital tickets. Go to crumbtv.info for the Juneteenth retreat, June 16th to June 18th. Crumb TV is going down. We bringing the heat on top of the heat. That part. All right, that's a whole lot of heat. And now, I am your humble guest and current resident, the one and only blue guy himself, Crip Jesus. And what you are now watching right now is something that you may not have watched before, or you might have watched a bunch of times, but it's still just as new each time. It is the experience known as Crumb TV.
You are now watching Crumb TV.
You're watching Crumb TV.
This is Prema Asset in Los Angeles, Leimert Park, and you are now watching Crumb TV.
You are watching Crumb TV.
And we're watching Crumb TV.
You are now watching Crumb TV. So subscribe.
I am the Grand Sheikess, Unity Temple number 80, Moor Science Temple of America, and you are watching Crumb TV.
Yo, this is that kid 179. You're now watching Crumb TV.
Crumb TV.
Peace, peace, peace to the divine family. I got a special one for you today. And what's crazy is, let me stop using that word. It's not crazy. What's really special about the mathematics is I was trying to build on this earlier, knowing damn well I had no business building on this without having the proper people in place. And stop acting like I don't got those type of connections. If I want to talk about Chief Malik and things of that nature, let me bring the proper people up here to speak on such. You dig what I'm saying? So Islam to all my moles, and first and foremost, let me do the first to show up, go up. My brother always on deck, L himself. You know we part of the L family. I'm King L. Allah. Okay. Salam alaikum wa alaikum salam. Straight from the cipher. Yeah, cipher land. You know what's going on up there, God. Peace and light from Christian Smith. Peace. You always on deck. Michael Pasio, always on deck. Or Pasio, I should say. Peace. Nappy Image, the 804. That's the way to go. You already know. All cash 400. That's right. Oh, you already know. Hold on. The guy always on deck. Kilo, Kador, Ali L, and the most precious, the most beautiful, the most honorable, Mama Sekhmet. Yes. Robert Johnson in the house. It's so many. I can't do all of y'all. It's too many. Everybody named Mama showed up for this Gaddafi one. Everybody want to know what's going on with the Moorish science for real. Like for real. Like when did it really go down? So I brought somebody who, hold on. Yo, Crip Jesus be dropping them bombs everywhere you go, bro, living the live music. Okay, that's cool. But I brought somebody, you know I don't do nothing fake. So it ain't been too many niggas I brought to y'all that's talking, oh, I met this nigga on the internet, we've been building. No. I met this man in the flesh. I was on, what was I on, Western or Arlington? For all y'all that know about LA gangs and all that, y'all know them is very popular streets where it's kind of rough and tough at. I'm standing on Arlington. Oh, where was I at? I forget, but I know I met this brother. He was with some other moles. You feel what I'm saying? And we all linked up. We in the middle of South Central. And I start seeing him all around the country. I'm like, hold on. I thought this guy was from. And I realized I'm dealing with a real one, a traveling man. I mean, I'm pumping y'all all up and I'm getting y'all ready because we got enough people in the room. Okay, let's get it. I met this brother not too far from Leimert Park, where I'm from. Okay. And before we dip into this blue Bible, let me give y'all a little science of what we be on.
Now you got a motherfucker born in their own native land and don't got nothing coming to them. You born in debt. They call it money. You born in debt. You need money to get, you get what I'm saying? You're not born in a world where, okay, you got land, this and that and other, but no one can even imagine it now, but once upon a time you were, everybody was rich. Right. Everybody was born into a nation.
Islam, Mo.
Peace, Moor. What's good with you? Huh?
Hey,
Mo.
for everybody that don't, hold on, let me, my bad. I did my
Of
thing wrong.
course. Hey,
So for
yo,
everybody,
give me a second. Give me a
all right,
second, Mo, because I'm
all
in a
right, so,
restaurant. I just had to get my food. 2 seconds out. Give me like
all
2
right, all right,
minutes.
great. So for everybody that don't know, you can reach me at cripjesus.com. You feel what I'm saying? And what you're gonna want to do is get your copy of the Blue Bible. Don't play with it. Do not play with this. We are about to go through this thing today and hit you with the heat. Okay? And if you want to just talk to me on some regular, just build, you know what I'm saying? Come to Instagram, Holy Crip Jesus, go to Twitter, Crip Jesus Blue God. I'm right there. And but what you really want to do is go to the website. I mean, we got the Black Illuminati section where you can read about what's really going on. We got the Baby Jesus section where you can read about, you know, who I'm related to, how I got the name Jesus, Allah, and all that. You can go listen to the music, or you can tap in and get the book. Stop playing. All right. Oh yeah, Blue Bible. Yeah. Peace to the five. That's right. Yes, 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 yes. Peace, peace, peace. All right. So while the brother gets ready, let me let y'all know what y'all getting exposed to. Y'all getting exposed to the tribe. Islam, Mo.
Peace, Moor.
Can you introduce yourself to the people, man?
Huh?
Can you introduce yourself to the people?
I'm El Ministro Bay, you know, straight out of New Jersey, North New Jersey, Essex County area. The same area where Noble Drew Ali first demonstrated the movement, you feel me, the MSTA, and start prophesizing, you know, about our nationality, and, you know, putting emphasis on how we need to return back to Islam. So I'm from that same county Noble Drew Ali came. He came from North New Jersey. That's the mother city of my county, but I'm born and raised in Orange, New Jersey.
Mm.
Been reawakened to my nationality about 6 years now, to my nationality and having, you know, consciousness and knowledge of self and who we are as a people, globally, and just getting back into the real and all the stuff we need to be focused on, like self autonomy and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm here, baby. El Ministro Bay, man. I'm in the building, huh? Salute to the Crip Jesus, man, my boy.
That part, yes, sir. So I hit you because I remember when I met you and you was telling me about the O and your different ties, you know, across the country. And I was running by, I was talking about in the Blue Bible how within the my experience through the streets and even prison, I came into knowledge about Moorish science. You feel what I'm saying? By running into some stones, you know. And I wanted to read a part of my book where I talk about that. You feel me? And get your opinion, you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, right.
so right here, I said when I was growing up, the Pirus wore burgundy bandanas. Crips referred to our bandanas as blue rags, and every set had its own unique rag. The Bloods didn't use the terms bandana or rag. They called their bandanas flags. For Pirus, the red represented the color of roosters. For Stones, the red flag had a deeper meaning. According to BPSN, the red flag of Morocco, wait, hold on. The red flag of Morocco, no, my bad. According to the BPSN, the red flag is the flag of Morocco. The US government teaches its citizens to fear red flags because Morocco was its first enemy, right? The people they labeled Negro in 1740, in the Negro Act of 1740, were Moroccans that had settled in North America before Columbus reached I-80. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the Stones had other symbols they taught me, right? The pentagrams I saw symbolized what they called the five. All fives were allies with other Chicago gangs that represent the five and other collect and others and their collective. So what I wanted to ask you was this. I don't know how much you know about this, but with the ones that's called the fives, right? I always looked at that as they were obviously the groups of people that were there before it turned into banging, because I see five in just Islam, period. You feel what I'm saying? I see five fingers, five toes. I see the five a lot, period. You feel what I'm saying? Even the
Right.
five points on the on the flag. You know what I mean? Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. You know.
It definitely has some symbology and definitely some Islamic connections to all that whole paradigm that you just said. Yeah, I'm familiar with the I come from a background. I'm Damu for those who don't know. You know what I mean? I come from that background too as well. But once I gain knowledge of self, you will see that even within the whole street aspect and the street gangs and the dynamics of that, and how it coincides with the Moorish paradigm, the Moorish history, and us culturally as a people too.
Yeah, I look at it more like when I tell people like I'm not trying to justify nothing. I'm trying to really show is that you don't have nothing to start with but the truth to even make the lie. So the more signs that they started with, what we have now is this watered down, fake, exaggerated, and under exaggerated version. You get what I'm saying? So while in prison learning about, Fort and all that is when I said, oh, this is what this represents. So let me put right here. I said, the pyramids I saw painted all over the jungles represented a committee of 21 leaders called the Main 21. This was the basic structure of the El Rukin. The name El Rukin was given to the stones as their tribal name after Jeff Fort joined the Moorish Science Temple of America. Right? I have personally observed stones practice Islam and refer to Jeff Fort by his Muslim name, Chief Malik the Prince, Kaba El Malik. He is currently serving a life sentence in the federal penitentiary. The U.S. government charged Fort with plotting terrorism on behalf of the leader of Libya, Muommar Gaddafi. In 2011, President Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton orchestrated the murder of Gaddafi, the massacre of his family, and the piracy of all his precious metals. So this being called Gaddafi the Last Moor, I was showing how you have this connection, supposed connection with the Stones and Gaddafi. You have this over and over again connection with Gaddafi and Farrakhan, because Gaddafi was like obsessed with trying to resurrect what we read and talk so much about, that Moroccan Empire. You know what I'm saying? That ancient one that went from over there to over
mercy
here.
on Gaddafi, man.
Huh?
I said, Rahimullah, may Allah have mercy on Gaddafi, man. Amen.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Nah,
so
go ahead, Ma.
no, that's all I was saying that that's what this episode is really about. Like I was breaking down how, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because Gaddafi was trying to get he was trying to bring in the ammo and everything. You heard?
Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
That's why they targeted him. You know what I mean? Well, he was just trying to do period. And he wasn't like one of the fair complexion Muslims that be biased or prejudiced or deal with colorism. Like he was very well, practicing Islam truly, because no matter what's your nationality, as long as you practice Islam and you have a heart of ikhlas, sincerity, none of that racist or colorism and none of them social constructs will affect you. So Gaddafi, I could truly say like he was one of the brothers that's like fair complexion that truly embraced all Muslims.
No, word is bond. And he's African. You know what I mean? Like I always tell dudes, bro, he's from North Africa. So he's very important to us understanding. So you just hit the nail on the head, because I have arguments with dudes all the time saying, bro, the racial thing stops you from your own heritage. You know how many people are fair complected that are our ancestors that connect us to different lands, different cultures, different tongues, and even in Islam itself, how much we miss out on trying to look for everybody that looks like me to be the messenger or the practitioner or the follower.
Another reason why I said that, because with the so-called conscious community, you got a lot of people that's lying. If you fact check the historical evidence from Islamic scholars and non-Islamic scholars, these people always like to say, the fair complexion or the red Arabs, which they call Akmar, which means red, represent non-Aswad people, non-black people in the Arabic, But they will always try to throw this emphasis on, and the main reason why they do that because they try to divert people from Islam. But they always try to say like, pale Arabs enslaved dark-skinned Africans, and that is a flat-out effing lie. You feel me? Straight up bullcrap. And when, like I said, when you fact check the historical records from Islamic scholars and non-Islamic scholars, you will come to find out like that never happened like that. And even in institutions, they be trying to make it seem like the Islamic servitude or quote unquote slave system was similar to the European slave system, because they
Nothing
always
like
say,
it.
oh, the Arabs did the same thing, when that's not even true.
Can I say this? Let me
They
cut you off
dealt
real
with
quick.
tribalism. They dealt with tribalism, and you had some biased and prejudiced ones. In truth, yes, of course, that happened in every sphere of life dealing with humans. You're always gonna have the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, polarity, duality. But and factual hakika reality, like that never happened. Like, and these people be trying to say like the only time Africans was enslaved, Africans actually enslaved each other, and this was in the 17th and 18th centuries, right? The 1700 and 1900, and that was an African on African, and then before that, would they be trying to say that they out of context with as far as Muslims and Africans enslaving each other? It was war. So just like the same thing, the whole slave trade that became discrimination against Moorish people, Asiatic original men, right? The many different colors of the original people. That whole dynamic came from Muslims and the Moors. So when they be trying to say all that, I just wanted to put this on the record, like, because I got to clear this up with people all the time. Like, that did not happen like that. And they try to say when the Muslims first, I think it was in 630 something or 40 something. And I could be off with the years, right? When the Muslims first went to marry Egypt, right? They tried to say, like the Muslims went in there. This is another part of that whole Muslims enslaved African Asiatic people. When the Muslims went into Egypt, they went in there and actually allied with the Nubian Coptic Egyptians that was there to throw out and get rid of the Roman yoke and the Roman government when they defeated the Eastern Byzantine Roman
They actually
Empire.
took down the
Put
city.
that on record too.
They took down the city of Babylon. They took down the city of Babylon that Augustus and them had built. You're 100% right. And they went in there. They even offered to the natives, "Hey, we both descendants of Hagar. We both Ishmael. Come on." And the natives told them,
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he even gave them a commandment. He gave them a commandment directly out of his mouth that this is widely known all through the Muslim world. He said, when you go in there, he said you're having a relationship with the Coptics. I think they call it Kupti in Arabic, with the Coptics, talking about the Nubian people. So go in there and treat them fairly. So all that conscious stuff about what they be trying to say, people need to get their facts right. I just wanted to put that on the record. Just to
and hold on, and word is born. The prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he sent his first followers to East Africa.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The king of Aksum is one of the companions. He's part of the Sahaba.
And a lot of people, like many Muslim brothers, put this on context, like Sheikh Mustafa Sharif. He put this on the record, like Abyssinia. One thing, though, the important part about Abyssinia, Aksum, Ethiopia, Nubia, that region, right, from the south of Nubia, Sudan, Eritrea, and parts of Ethiopia, was always important people. These people was the guardians and the protector of revelation. And when I say revelation, this in context of all three Abrahamic faiths. You feel me? As people quote unquote say, because even when you look in the Bible, the Ethiopian slave went to go defend and help King Dawood, peace be upon him, King David, helped him out in his army. And even I think it's stories even to Harka going to help out like some of the Hebrew people.
Yeah.
And this is why they accepted Judaism. This is why they accepted Christianity. And when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came, they was the first ones that embraced Islam. So when you look at that, do a revelation in a theology context, and studying religion in totality, because a lot of these people surface level, they don't study theology. you would see that the Abyssinians, the Oxumites, the Ethiopians, they truly was the guardians of revelation, and that's why they was the first ones to accept Islam in the time of the Rasulullah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I just wanted to say that too.
Oh yeah. So look, let's fast forward to now. So how universal with the book, right? For y'all need to know. Get your blue Bible. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, let me put this back. Put this back for the camera. Don't play with it. All right, now look. I first heard of Chief Malik in the cell with a Crip I initiated into the 5% named Little Guns from West Boulevard. His divine name is Haru Airborne Allah. His family was from Arkansas, where his cousins were members of El Rukin. According to him, they were Muslims. So, I mean, I can ask you, I got somebody that's knowledgeable enough to know, are the El Rukins Muslims?
Yes, they are. Well, now since like Chief Malik went to jail, you got some. Most of them, like a lot of them are Muslim, but you got some that's just like, they not the traditional Muslims, but they got Islamic cultural habits and stuff like that.
Now, I don't want to say too much like I'm all in niggas' business, whatever, but is there a difference between the Stones and the El Rukins? Like, is the El Rukin like the higher level, and like, and they get to dress up and stuff or something? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I know when Chief Malik, may Allah relieve him from his situation at men. I know when he took on the name El Rukins, I know he was trying to go into like a more progressive, positive direction, and that's why he chose the name. While culturally, choosing like a name that that was ancient and Arabic, because he was trying to go like a different route. And then like once he got locked back up, they went back to being peace stones.
Okay. Through my own studies, I learned that Fort joined the Moorish Science Temple in Milwaukee, Wisconsin after he was...
up.
Okay. Hold on. Damn, hold on.
I can hear you a little bit.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it just sound like that little robotic noise as you talking.
All right. I don't know, this shit tripping, but I'm gonna still get it though. Well, hold on. Let me ask the people then. Let me bring the people in. Can y'all hear me clear? Can I get a 777 if I'm clear or not? Let me play a little music for y'all. I'm gonna play a little music, and at the end of this clip, if it's a 666 down there, I ain't clear. If it's a 777, I'm... All right, let's go. They said they hear me. So look, through my own studies, I learned that Fort joined the Moorish Science Temple in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, after he was released from prison in 1976. Then he returned to Chicago and converted a movie theater into his own temple called the Fort. Reading all of this inspired me to join the Moorish Science Temple of America upon my release from prison. The year was 2019. I had only been free for 7 months when I became affiliated with Unity Temple number 80. I was initiated with, okay. Check this out, Mo. I want to ask you about this thing, because you know about this. So I was initiated by Grand Sheikess Cynthia Smith L. Now, is that common to have Sheikess?
Yes, I know. In the dogmatic world of not correctly practicing Islam, that's their culture, and people try to add their cultural practices within Islam. Now you can do that as long as you don't contradict none of the Sharia, the Quranic laws. But if it do, you gotta leave that cultural practice alone. So with many, I say all that to say this: many so-called modern-day Arabs and Middle Eastern people, they try to bring certain cultures that's not permissible, and so them suppressing the women and being like prejudiced towards women, that's their culture. That have nothing to do with Islam. A Muslim suppressing like a female in any type of detrimental way, that is not Islam, because in Islam, females also can have positions.
So yeah,
definitely has sheikesses.
Okay. Word is bond. So I became affiliated with Unity Temple number 80. I was initiated by Grand Sheikess Cynthia Smith L. I was also invited by Brother Morgan L to another temple in Hollywood, California, led by a man who wore a black fez hat. So I was told that the black fez hat means he's a mufti. All right. I was told that the black fez hat means that he's a mufti. Is that right and exact?
Yeah, I've been told that too. And as far as the more science paradigm go, and their definition of it, because from a straight Islamic, our definition is probably a little different. But yeah, I'm listening.
Word is bond. In the temple, I realized why the government targeted Jeff Fort. After joining the temple and correcting his status as a Moroccan, he now had the power to correct other so-called black people's status. If the African leader Muommar Gaddafi recognized his people as an official nation, they could separate from the United States like the US separated from Britain. So what I realized was by just even studying Jeff Ford and his relationship with Gaddafi, I realized, oh, it's the connection right there. It's not about the I'm Moor, I'm a native, or I'm Moor, I'm African, or arguing about that all day. It's the connection right there that makes you
Right.
worldwide once you take on the Moorish identity. It's like what you just said. Once you take on the true Islamic identity, all that racial stuff gets out the way. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
sincere Muslims, because that's another big issue in the Islamic Ummah is, and quote unquote anti-blackness. That's one of our biggest issues. And a lot of these Muslims preaching sleepy Islam and just try to deflect from that issue. You feel me? Like it's not a reality, because many truthful, sincere Asiatic as Wadu Americans, dark skinned, brown skinned Americans will tell you that I done witnessed this. Even recently now until I first took my shahada. So this is a very big issue that my teachers and the Muslims that I learned from, and part of it, that's my direct Islamic community. They speak out against this stuff and try to see how we could get as a ummah, no matter what nationality, how we can get rid of this big disease. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to throw that on the air.
Word is bond. So this is one of the brothers that was for sure trying to get rid of this. He didn't even have that practice. Like, look, in 1985, the minister Louis Farrakhan reached out to the African leader Muammar Gaddafi for the necessary funds to resurrect the Nation of Islam. Gaddafi was a longtime supporter of the Nation of Islam. In 1972, he loaned Elijah Muhammad $3 million to build Mosque Miriam in Chicago. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So check this out for those that didn't know. When they was trying to create the United States of Africa, they were going to create a United States of Africa, having the different African nations united with each other, right? He wanted to bring in states from over here and people from over here. He always been on this resurrecting the Moorish Empire type. The focus for developing the United States of Africa so far has been on building subdivisions of Africa. The proposed East African Federation. No, hold on. This is the wrong one. Oh, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. The proposed East African Federation can be seen as an example of this. Former President of Senegal, Abdullah Wade had indicated that the United States of Africa could exist as early as 2017. The African Union, by contrast, has set itself the task of building a united and integrated Africa by 2025. Gaddafi had also indicated that the proposed federation may extend as far west as the Caribbean, Haiti, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, and other islands featuring a large African diaspora may be invited to join. Come on.
Well, I ain't know that part. I ain't know that last end of part when he was even extending that to the Caribbean islands. I ain't know that.
Right? So check this out. Go down. Okay, here we go. My list right here. He was funding Nelson Mandela, supposedly Chief Malik, that's where they got him arrested, Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, and a lot of people know he gave money to the Black Panther Party.
So Gaddafi, and Lord have mercy on him.
Come on, bro. He wasn't
That
playing.
make perfect sense why they made him a target. They like, look, in the 80s and all these other years, probably before that, 70s, this guy was doing too much. Then he's trying to unite Africa and do away with our United States inflation dollar and backed up by silver and gold. This guy got to get out of here. So it made perfect sense.
That's why the leaked Hillary Clinton emails revealed NATO killed Gaddafi to stop the formation of the United States of Africa. But what they forgot to put in there was Obama. Obama's the one really on it like that, y'all. 'Cause let me show y'all something. Let me
Definitely
just
under
zoom
his,
through this. Let me zoom through this. I know you up on this. I brought the right man today. I know you up on. Hold on. Let me get down to this. There's so much information. Money. So like you said, I got the paper dollars, the fake little dollars, right? So when he proposed his thing, because he had the green book, right, with a whole new economy, right? So when he had the green book, he's talking about nationalizing education. He's talking about nationalizing the land. Over there in Libya, you get paid to go to school, and when you leave the schooling, you still, as long as you're serious, you still get paid until they hire you. Your family's taken care of. There's no homelessness. Everybody gets a home. You know what I'm saying?
And the elders, I think they got like a new house or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, and newlyweds and all that. Under Gaddafi rule.
No, oh yeah, when you get married, you get money.
Exactly. He was doing all that. It's crazy because they would take a man out like this, but these same people cause the inflation, keep causing debt upon us. Like, so you just see the agenda of, like, the devilish New Babylon Rome, aka US. You know what I mean? And like, how they just try to subject and control the people. But anybody else that's trying to bring some real remedy and real progress for the people, for humanity altogether, you're gonna see they're gonna try to annihilate it.
I see a different perspective, Mo. I see it like this. I don't disagree with you saying. I think what you're saying is what we already know, right? That they're against us, right? But how many moles that look like us that don't even claim that they moles or don't know that they moles, the blind, deaf, and dumb? How many people like us that because they're not up on the culture, they don't even talk about this? They teach their kids all this black power shit and refuse to speak on this. Oh, he's an Arab. Oh, he's a Muslim. Oh, he's that. You see what I'm saying? And all these goddamn programs we watching, they don't never talk about how he was a brother with a whole nation that was free of any debt, filthy rich, ready to free us from over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's Islamic, or because it's Arab.
Really talking about it like that, because just like I said, bro, I call the conscious community the confusion community, because from what I see through the years of following many of these people, it's only a few that's very contextual and accurate in they field, whatever study they studying, and a lot of them, or majority of them, is out of context, living la la land fantasy, and only not adherent to truth, but adherent to whatever doctrine or ideology they follow, then strictly being a brutally honest truth seeker, no matter what you follow.
Exactly.
And that's why, though. That's why they look at stuff like that. Like, just like you said, they're looking at everything. Even when you look at Islam and the paradigm in totality, because Islam is a part of the Moorish paradigm, for those who don't know. And even the non-Islamic Moors, guess what they always try to do? This is how you can tell they have anti-Islamic attitudes. They always try to throw the Islamic, historical, and cultural side of the Moor side, or they cherry pick with it, or instead of saying Muslim, they just say Moorish. Like, no, it was meant. We had the Moranos, the Jewish Moors, the convertidos, which is Moriscos, which mean little Moors, which was the Christian Moors, descendants of Muslims, and the indigenous European Moors that was already in Europe, right? But the last people who fought for the Christians, this in historical facts, was the Muslim Moors. Even fought for Jewish rights, and Jews has rights even in Islamic lands. It's not to say that it wasn't no despotic or oppressive Muslim, no. But I'm talking about in the totality of the history and the paradigm, you would see that the Muslims was constantly, even to indigenous people when they was over here, when they first came over here in the
Yeah.
early stage, while Islam was still being revived for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Quran and Sunnah, and in the early 700s, Islam is over here and even giving freedom and adding on to the indigenous culture, even names and even language.
Yeah.
But yeah, they always try to throw that side out, and that is a major key. And like they be like, okay, all Moors, that's how they deflect. All Moors was a Muslim. Okay, that's you're stating the obvious because we was called Moors 3000 BC before the revival of Islam. And I say the revival of Islam because Islam always here. Islam was always here since the first man. And
Yes,
any Muslim will tell you that. Peace be upon them. Just that people narrow-minded and they box stuff in because they don't know enough history and they don't know enough theology studies to piece everything in its proper place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you look at all that and put it in its proper context, you would see that it was the Muslims, the last Moorish dynasties, empires, and nations and governmental caliphs, or structures, and sultanates, berlabays, emirates, and all that ruled and gave rights to the indigenous people and stuff like that. But they try to throw this side out because you got a lot of these Pan-Africans, Kemetic scientists, Hebrew Israelites. They all want to attack Islam because Islam speak out a lot against like what certain people practice and stuff like that. So that be the main reason why they always trying to deflect and turn people away from more of the Islamic side. I just wanted to say that.
No, word is bond. So for y'all, we about to get back into it. For y'all that's loving it, I see the different comments. Tap in, go to cripjesus.com and get your copy of the Blue Bible. All right, because we're about to go to page 75 and go deeper. Oh yeah, Gaddafi's all through the Blue Bible. If you didn't think so, if you didn't, like Biggie said, if you don't know, now you know. All right, because Crip Jesus, King L of the 5% Nation, reveals how his time in the trenches of America and the Moorish Science Temple led to him becoming the leader of the Black Illuminati. Okay, so now page 75, y'all. It was alleged that Gaddafi offered Farrakhan weapons. Remember you just said this, Mo. It was alleged that Gaddafi offered Farrakhan weapons and more funds to create a separate state. That same year, the U.S. bombed Libya and restricted the leader from giving any financial aid to Muslims in America. Still today, Chief Malik Jeff Fort is incarcerated because the CIA accused him of receiving an offer from Gaddafi to fund the BPS. After Farrakhan organized the Million Man March, he was offered $1 billion by the leader of Libya to assist the Nation of Islam. $1 billion, Mo. The U.S. government refused to allow the NOI to accept the money. In response to the Illuminati's IMF World Bank, Gaddafi built banks all over the African continent and created his own dollar based on silver, gold, and oil. Since American dollars are based on nothing, just pieces of paper and numbers, the ideal of a Libyan world dollar was a threat. You feel me? Hey, he offered him a billion.
Yeah. Hey, yo, and you know what's great about that, Crip Jesus?
Yeah.
Like, you notice, right? Gaddafi was a traditional Sunni Muslim. Do you see him distinguishing? Oh, they not traditional Muslims.
No, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
you
you're
see,
right.
he helping out, and even non-Muslims, because a real practice of Muslim is a humanitarian. When you got it in your heart, a lot of people are just, no matter what ideology, religion, spiritual system they follow, it's more lip service than the practicality and being true and sincere. But the key point that I wanted to hit on that note, right? This is why Moors look stupid when they trying to bang on traditional Islam. Like, y'all look so stupid. Like my other brother, the Fez dealer. Shout out to the Fez dealer, right? Fez dealer, we talked about this many times. Like, bro, when I go to Morocco, I'm trying to build connections and build stuff with that, because Islam, in the Islamic world, we got like a lot of connections and stuff they got to offer and they be happy to see us, Americans,
Yeah.
especially the black
Hell
ones.
yeah.
They want to relate, right? So we could build off relations and stuff like that. But many of these groups, instead, they like to attack our Islam when, like, either if they come from any of the heterodox Islamic groups, MSTA, NOY, 5%, or whatever, like, it really looks silly because it's like, come on, bro. How can y'all say anything about us when y'all foundations wouldn't even have a foundation if you ain't look to our science? Our science, our knowledge, our practices, and everything in Islam. That's why I say, like, anybody like that came from any of the three American groups, MSTA, NOY, and the 5% Nation, if y'all diss Islam, y'all look very idiotic. And in reality, y'all should be forming more relations to try to, get up out this mess that we here in America. And it's a lot that we have to offer to them, and a lot they could offer to us, and we can really get stuff going. And then Gaddafi is a prime example of just showing the humanitarian and bridging the gap between all that. We don't got to look at each other, just because. Nah, it's at the end of the day, we trying to get this. We trying to get these tyrants from controlling us and under their yoke, and just get self-autonomy. So what's up, bro? I'm on live. Yeah, and trying to get these trying to get under the yoke from these tyrants. So what do all these people be talking about? That tell you who really trying to be out here and do the real work, what need to be done, and who is spreading division and all that, and constantly keeping this stuff up. This is why I always got to combat stuff. And they got me on myself. For those who follow me, well, El Ministro Bell on Instagram, I'm always looking like the villain because I got to defend Islam because people are always attacking it. And that's because the misguided teachers, as I call them, many of these fake master teachers that they call master teachers, and so out of context, that's from them spreading that lie. And I'm done.
No, word is bond. So look, page 76 now. This for y'all. Go get your blue Bible. Tap in, cripjesus.com. Playing no games, man. Hold on. Why am I not getting this cover up here? Hold on. Okay, hold on. They don't want to show y'all the cover. Let me put it up. Because they want to play with me. Let me put up the commercial again.
Now you got motherfucker born in their own native land and don't got nothing coming to them. You born in debt. They call it money. You born in debt. You need money to get, you get what I'm saying? You're not born in a world where, okay, you got land, this and that, other, but no one can even imagine it now, but once upon a time you were, everybody was rich. Right. Everybody was born into a nation.
Like the brother just said, nationality, families make homes. Homes make communities. Communities make towns. Towns make cities. Cities make counties. Counties make states. It's all about finding the unifier, y'all. Islam is one of the biggest unifier. No, Islam is the biggest unifier. Islam is the unifier. It's been with us since the beginning. So the thing is, y'all, if y'all want to be really real, Christianity is a chip off the old block from Islam. Y'all going off the time period of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him, coming later in perfecting the religion. But it was already here. So when we use Islam, you can connect yourself with the Phoenician, the Carthaginian, the Egyptian. You can find something in here to connect with everyone. And like the brother just said, that's in your mind that Islam is different. When you deal with the Sunnis, the Shia, they're happy to see you, like he said. When you go to build with them, oh, okay, what, brother? Oh, I don't agree with that, but let's build. It's not like Christianity where it's, oh, you're what clique? Oh, get out of here, I'll kill you. I'm KKK, you Baptist. I mean, it ain't like that. And when it is like that, those are real beefs. Like, if you talk about going to the Middle East and seeing two groups of families that have been warring for centuries, we're not talking about that. That's a cultural difference. Islam, in its natural state, it doesn't operate like that. It promotes thinking, it promotes but it also promotes it promotes debate and conversation about different topics. You feel what I'm saying? When you read the Quran, it doesn't necessarily just tell you everything. It asks questions and all that. It promotes it promotes what's the word I'm looking for?
Humanitarianism.
That too, but I'm saying thinking it promotes this this scholastic way of thinking, this very academic way of thinking that requires you to have a little bit of debate or you know what I mean, propose different. It's a scientific culture, you know. So now I go to page 76 to prove it to y'all. In 1777, the United States became official after Sultan Muhammad III granted the pilgrims access to Africa's rich coast. That access came with heavy taxes and fines from its leaders. All right, y'all. So when they got permission, they had to pay a lot of taxes and fines. You feel what I'm saying? So they had to pay these taxes and fines to its leaders and their pirates. In 1801, U.S. President Jefferson refused to pay the Pasha, which means the ruler, Yusuf Karamanali of Tripoli. This was all part of a never-ending struggle between the devil and Allah, the jihad. In 2011, the struggle between the leader of Libya, modern Tripoli, Muommar Gaddafi, and the United Nations became an all-out jihad. In the end, Gaddafi's entire bloodline was returned to Allah and never mentioned again. Right? So I'm just showing this to show this is all part of the jihad. Tripoli was U.S. first enemy. You feel me? That was who Jefferson refused to pay. And that's why they had to go to the Barbary Wars. Right?
Right.
You look later on in World War I, the Italians put a dude named Idris over here in Libya to be the leader. Gaddafi took him out of power. He did a coup and said, man, get him out of here and the U.S. military up out of here. You feel what I'm saying? He been on the U.S. about what they doing. You know what I mean? About the people about them having his people. So like how you said, even though he's Sunni, he was all of that, bro. And you see, he kept them tall women around him. Remember, he kept them tall women guards like the Amazon.
Right. He kept and Asiatic women too as bodyguards.
Yeah, those were supposed to be like the resurrection
Asiatic
of the Amazons.
African women.
Mm-hmm. So what is Tripoli called now? Libya. Who owned Tripoli before Italy? The Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire formerly ceded Libya to Italy under the Treaty of Uchi on October 18, 1912. Libya formerly remained an Italian colony until 1947, when Italy.
Can I say something on that when you done reading it?
Oh yeah, when Italy relinquished the claims upon Libya, which had been under joint Franco-British occupation since 1943. So this is when this man came into power right here, and then the brother Gaddafi took him out of power. Go ahead, brother.
The reason for all that, you will constantly see this in history, especially when it comes to dealing with Islam and Muslims against the Euro-Christian powers and the European powers in general. That part where you were just reading, like when Ottoman gave Libya to Italy and all that, that's when they, you know, when they first start colonizing all of Africa and the Middle East, right? This was like their main stronghold, like in modern day times when they start getting you know, naming new countries and all that, right? But even with the Ottomans, it was infiltration. And this, it's crazy that you said that, because this goes to this whole Wahhabism thing that's plaguing the Black American Muslim, especially on my coast in Northeast, I'm in Jersey region, right? This Wahhabi ideology that I just recently recovering Wahhabi myself, should I say, right? That I recently just discovered. Alhamdulillah for that. But even when you get into that history and their ideology, you will always see United States had their hand in you know, just infiltrating. And this is how, like, the Ottomans, they had like some Jewish Ottoman Turks that was Masons. You always see like the Masons, as far as on the European side, in a way, or just trying to infiltrate and set up the Muslim lands and operation for control and break up everything. Now that's why you see today that, look at Libya now, after all that, what they do, as you would just read, all they do is they get insurgents or rebels who pour in everything and just need anything, get them with arms. The CIA get involved, Know what I mean? And they fight whoever opposing them like they did with Gaddafi. And now look at Libya. Libya haven't been the same since. So I just wanted to say that. Like, you will constantly see that in history, though. When you analyze and evaluate it the correct way. Like, and that happened with the Ottoman Turks, because the Ottoman Turks was the last Muslim caliphate. And they was also going against these Wahhabis of today. And that's a whole different. I'm not got to come back and break that down, because this is major to understanding like what's plaguing the black Muslim communities here in America, mainly the Northeast region where I'm at in New Jersey.
But hold on, let me say this.
So I just
let me say this.
that.
But let me say this though. We had this problem out here too, because a lot of brothers out here are new to Islam. They easily get sucked into the, you know what I mean? But I want to show something that you just pointed out.
Breaking up.
What about now? You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, check this out. I want to add on to what you just said. So even though they're both fair-skinned, I said even though they're both fair-skinned Arab, we can see by the culture that this brother right here had more of a Moorish culture. You feel me? And them right there had that Wahhabi, you feel what I'm saying? That oppressive culture, right? So it has nothing to do with the religion per se, but the culture of those.
Because that Wahhabi attitude is that whole Arab imperialism attitude.
100%.
I just wanted to say that.
100%. New evidence. The real reason Gaddafi was killed. WikiLeaks released Hillary Clinton's unclassified emails that the U.S. Department of State emailed to Clinton, dated 4/2/2011. That would be April the 2nd. Sidney Blumenthal, the sender of the email, confirmed conspiracy theorist suspicions. Gaddafi was killed for his ideals of an African gold-backed currency. Let's do it. Let's say that again. They confirm. It don't matter how much me and this brother sit up here and say, yeah, we told y'all, black power. Nah, F all that. All that. WikiLeaks confirmed that the Clinton, I want y'all to understand this, y'all. Clinton was not in power during this time. Obama was. So they're all working together. Okay? She was the vice president, but it don't matter. The Clintons have been long behind a plot to get Gaddafi because of his ideals to make an African gold-backed currency. Not only an African currency, but a gold-backed currency. His currency was actually going to be backed by something, whereas theirs was not. You feel me? Now, according to the IMF, Libya's central bank is 100% state-owned. Come on, y'all. No private owners. And in 2011, it was estimated to have 144 tons of gold. You hearing this, Mo? Muommar Gaddafi's plan was to introduce a gold-backed currency, which he hoped African nations would adopt. It would rival the euro and the dollar. Sidney Blumenthal, in his email
on my story, when I first heard about it, that it came out on Clinton laptop and all that.
In his email to Hillary Clinton, confirmed Gaddafi's government holds 144 tons of gold and a similar amount in silver, valued at $7 billion. If Gaddafi had succeeded, the U.S. and Europe would have been forced to buy oil and minerals in the gold-backed currency, thus tipping the scales. The situation would have been a more lethal reenactment of Saddam Hussein's currency wars. So now we see why Saddam Hussein was really murdered. He had a currency war with them. Same thing.
Right. And you got to look at the two dynamics. African leader and he's Muslim. So they definitely don't want that happening.
No, exactly. The U.S. was highly insecure about the effects of the new currency to its economy. Hussein's decision to sell oil in the new currency was a blow to the U.S. They talk about Saddam Hussein. This is what got him chick. He was trying to sell oil in the new currency. Currency wars have therefore been a fact of history with the Hussein situation. With the regard with regard to the creation of a new currency, Ministry of Peace founder Dr. James Thring said, it's one of those things that you have to plan almost in secret. Because as soon as you say you're going to change over from the dollar to something else, you're going to be targeted. And Gaddafi was targeted.
Let that be a message for everybody in America, no matter what ideology or group you adhere to. Like when it comes to certain things, only certain things like really building some type of self-autonomy, whether it's economic, politically, spiritually, emotionally for our people. No, understand history. A lot of people study history, but they don't take the lessons from it. Know how to be secretive when it comes to certain operators that you know, like when it comes to us, they always going to try to undermine, underhand us. So anything we do in a progressive way that's going to bring us up to speed or on the same foothold or Europeans and all other people, they're going to attack it. So just know how to be stealth and build it behind the scenes. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, and I want to say right here, the brother right here said, so Russia and China using Gaddafi playbook now? No, sir. No, sir. Gaddafi playbook is called the
Seems
Green
like
Book.
it.
And we need to go, get this thing because his playbook, their playbook is for power, imperialism, things of that nature. His playbook was
Yeah, I
really
gotta
going to
get
free the
that book.
people.
I gotta get that book.
Yeah, that's talking about how our economy should be set up. You know what I mean? We could still emulate what he wrote in there. You feel me? We could still use that
Right.
science. You know, and that's the beauty
Definitely.
of knowledge. You know, the M is still here. The M that Allah gave to him because he had a special M, bro. He had them in no debt.
Right.
He had them with more oil than they were given. They were the only oil producing nation that was in the green. You feel what I'm saying? That was in the positive, you know?
And another thing, it's forbidden in the sacred law, the Quran, Islamic Sharia legislation, law of Allah, depending on what ta'ala, glory be to the Most High, to deal with riba. Riba's interest, rather it's and little of interest or more interest. Like that's a major sin and crime in Islam. That's another reason why Gaddafi was getting rid of, like, with setting up his economy, like getting rid of all the riba aspects because
Yeah, he wasn't doing none of
European
that. No,
powers
no,
heavy
yeah,
off
no,
the riba.
no interest. Yeah, no interest or yeah, no usury. Exactly.
Right, usury.
100%. So somebody else came because we have to end it now, so we're gonna get all the little questions. So somebody else came and said it's deeper than that. Well, you might have missed it, brother. We talked about the United States of Africa. You see right there, we talked about that about 30, 40 minutes ago. But I want to make
We
sure
definitely did.
I see your name, I see you building, and I respect that. So I want to put you up here. He said it's deeper than just currency. He was establishing USA, United States of Africa, with a new
Yeah, we
currency
stated that already.
backed by the continent's resources. But look what he added right here. He said Minister Farrakhan was to be the vice president. Whoa! I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know about that one, but if that was in the discussion, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? No apologies, brother. We all building, man. Because you added something new to the conversation. Because I know he did have a very strong relationship with Farrakhan. You see, he kept trying to give him more money, tried to give him $1 billion. Because in his mind, that was the leader of over here or what's going on. That's the one he could trust or whatever. You know?
Right.
But it goes back to what you just said. I don't think he was even looking that deep. I think he looked at that as the biggest face of Islam over here. He just looked at the Islam.
Right. It always go back to that, bro. Because when you get into the history, everything that we dealing with right now is a direct aspect from that medieval times. That's what set the stage to what led many institutions that the Europeans set up against us, whether it's economically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Like, you get what I'm saying? Them crusade wars and them jihads with Muslim and Christians, and even it was in the real historical facts, it was allies too. It's times that Christian, Jews, and Muslims will work together for different reasons. But everything we dealing with now is a direct product of that era. If anyone says anyone different, I don't think they analyze that medieval period very critically.
No, words bond. I can agree with that. So, like it says right here, you know, In 2011, the struggle between the leader of Libya, modern Tripoli, Muammar Gaddafi, and the United Nations became an all-out jihad. In the end, Gaddafi's entire bloodline was returned to Allah and never mentioned again. Now, they chipped all his children, Mo. They wanted to make sure none of his teachings, none of his money,
Right.
and they snapped. Where all that money go? You feel me?
Yo, we got to come back because I want to do a video. I got to come back. I want to do a video on the Wahhabism thing because this is very key element to Islam, and we could go and touch like even with MSCA, it's all connected. Like, now, I mean, this is the stuff that I be wanting to put in context for people who don't really have all the pieces to the puzzle. But the reason why I'm mentioning this because understand, like these Wahhabis, the United States let them fund once the Saudi regime, which is the Wahhabis, took control in the early 1900s, took back control like Arabia and all that under Saud, Ibn Muhammad Saud, right? What they call King of Saudi, right? That Saudi Arabia named after now.
Yeah.
They fund many people, many books, and then they got control of oil and all that, and the United States let them come over here. So that's another detrimental aspect of that whole Wahhabi element and how the United States worked with them. But you see, they ain't do that with Gaddafi. You see, they was trying to, anytime Gaddafi was doing anything for the people, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, they was trying to counteract it. Now with these Wahhabi thing, they let them do that. So that's another, like, you know, a light bulb moment of like, why?
Yeah.
Why they letting them do that? Because they know the Wahhabi aspect and fake teachings of Islam, well, not incorrect teachings of Islam, should I say, they know that came in because British Psyop and Lawrence of Arabia being the agent who was a European from Britain himself. So well, it's way more to that. It's way more to it. But I'm just giving a summarize, and it has some paramount parts of history that people need to know, Muslim and non-Muslim. Because it's dealing with us. It's dealing with us here in Asiatic America.
Word is bond.
When it comes to war of being Muhammad and all that.
It's like the brother right here said. He said he was the Mansa Musa of today. I can agree with that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, and then if you look even deeper into the etymology, he said, well, Libya, if you look into like the Greek in the more anglicized tongues, Libya would be the original name of Africa in their tongues.
Right.
Which would have made Gaddafi.
Libya, Nubia, Kush, Ethiopia was all Al-Kabulan. Those was all names to call all of Africa at one point in ancient time. Even Gwynny sometime.
Exactly. So this would have made him the president of the continent. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
and Libya also comes from the Moorish ancient term Lebu. Libya also that's a Moorish name. It comes from Lebu. That's how it got named Lebu. They gonna try to say that's the Greek word. No, the Greeks always learn from us, and they just anglicize it, or not anglicize it, but make it a term in their language. But it actually comes from the ancient term Lebu, Lebu. That's where Libya come from. That's the origin of Libya. But it comes from Lebu, and that is a Berber Moorish term. That comes from the Amazigh tribes. The Amazigh tribes, or the Mahir, the Amaser, the Mazin, all the same thing.
Oh, so he's really the last Moor.
Moorish
He's even the last one that presided over the Moorish state. You feel what I'm saying? So Gaddafi. Hey, check this out. This ain't no mistake. Mathematics. Happy belated birthday. It's a few days ago.
Oh, I didn't even know it was Gaddafi B-Day.
I didn't know that either, bro. Come on,
Right.
man. So let the people know where they can find you and all that. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We already been over an hour.
Yeah, because my battery about to load. Yo, I want to say shout out to the Crip Jesus, the one and only real true Crip Jesus, huh? Know what I mean? For inviting me up here. I'm El Ministro Bay. You can find me on my Moorish and my conscious page, El Ministro, ELMINISTRO _ Hanifi Bay. HANI FI_Bay. That's my Moorish page. Then I got my regular page. I spit consciousness on there, but I drop more conscious and stuff more on my Moorish and my conscious page. But El Ministro_Bay is my regular page, and El Ministro_Hanifi Bay is my regular page. That's my name on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and all platforms.
Yes, sir. And y'all know me, Crip Jesus. Y'all can find me at cripjesus.com. Y'all can get the music everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? Twitter, Crip Jesus, Blue God. Man, I'm everywhere. You can just Google it if you really want to. But what you really want to do is get your copy of the Blue Bible. You want to stop playing, come on over to the website and get your copy of the Blue Bible. You can slide my DM on any of them and get your copy, man, because we need the whole world reading this all on one page, one accord, one mind, one movement, and it's only one Islam. This is your revelation.
I ain't getting into mine yet. I got to get into mine.
Oh, I can't cut you off. What'd you say?
I said I got to get into mine. I ain't get the chance. I'm going to get into it. I skimmed through it, but for me seeing your post and your story, I already know you got like some, it seems like you got some good content in there. I got to get into mine. I appreciate you too. Thanks for the Blue Bible, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, I want to get one more shout out. Yo, shout out my boy Jay from my whole town, Orange, New Jersey. Clarity, man. Clarity is the movement. You know what I mean? Anytime he ship and do all that, anybody want this hot apparel out of Orange, New Jersey, man, you can hit my boy Jay up at Clarity_CV on Instagram. But yeah, peace and love, man. I appreciate you. Good bill.
Peace.